just a quick one to show you what we have now new in our arsenal of things to improve the new chassis. The new Mantis chassis, the 3D printed parts will be in nylon carbon fiber, which is yeah, a really pretty strong material. I've never broken anything on my rigs printed in nylon carbon fiber reinforced. But we want to upgrade because when you screw into the plastic, there's always chance of wearing it out after you tightened it like 3 or 4 or 5 times, so you have to be careful. We want to upgrade that, and by that I mean we are going to use these brass inserts. We are mainly using M3 stuff on our builds, so that's what we are using in here. We are not only doing it in the parts on the chassis, like the skid. What else is there where we use it in? There's some body mounts where we use it in, but this is for example a knob. This is a knob to keep the body down. That's a freshly designed one. I already put one of the brass things in there. As you can see, it screws right on, so, and you can do that as many times as you want, because the principle of inserting these is heat. Brass really transports heat really nice, so I just use one of these, what are these things called in English? Well, I use one of these and a hot soldering iron. I put it in place and make it hot a little bit, and as you see, it sinks right in there. Perfect. Now I keep it down because sometimes it tends to come out, and that's not what you want. So this one is done, and it was as easy as that. Now you want to do it as straight as possible, and this one seems to be worked out really nice. Now you have some of these devices where you can vertically mount your soldering iron in, and then with a lever you can just do this, but for now we are using this method. I might be ordering one of these things, I'm not sure yet. That was in TPU. We will now show you how it works in the carbon fiber filament. Just clamped this thing in here. As you can see, it really slides nice in. You have some time to adjust, and then I keep it down. And you just want to do it as straight as possible. I'm doing this with a normal soldering iron, but there are, you can buy tips, and the tips then really fit in here nice, and it is kind of easier to do it completely vertical. Now I will do another one so you can see how easy it is, and it is immediately ready to use. Put it on. Heats get transported really quickly. The plastic melts, and if I think it's okay, I just keep it down with the tip of the knife, and that's already done. Let's do a quick third one. Okay, the holes, we design the parts with a 3.9 diameter hole. And because these things are, I believe they are 4.1, you can also have them 3.8. There's a number of options, but as you see, it slides really nice in, and then it's already done. Now I'm gonna put the soldering iron up on the side for a moment, and I want to show you. I don't know how well the camera picks all this up. Maybe it's better over here. That's really nice. Now there is some melted plastic that came up. I don't know how hard it is. That's just, you can just scratch it off, and then it's flat again. Yeah, real nice. Maybe I can sand it a bit. So if you order one of these Mantis chassis, one of these Mantis chassis, yeah, chassis That's just probably the same plural. That's one of these words. Yeah, so that's perfect now. Let's quickly mount one up so I can show you. I'm gonna put this aside for a second because I don't need it at the moment. That was my knee against the camera. So we already have a chassis with some parts on there. All these parts are printed in the nylon carbon fiber. These are body posts mounts. As you can see over here, they screw on from the back, and you have a lot of holes, so you can position them where you want. You can also position it on the inside if required. These are posts. If you run a half cap, you can put the post to the front. You can also let it come out of the rear, and also these ones they can slide over the rail, and you can put them where you need them. Maybe I can show that more visually, like this, so you can really place them wherever you want on this side. And that's this part. And then on the rear, you can of course use these guys, as they have a 5 spacing. You can actually use them anywhere on the chassis because the holes are 5 millimeters apart. That works. But we also made something else, and that's this one that kind of slides over the rear of the chassis, and then again you can slide it, put it where you want, put one of these posts in there, and then yeah, so lots of mounting options. All these parts will be in the bag if you order one, so you can build whatever you want with it. These are just the parts for the 3D printing. Now let me just quickly show you how well this works. I do have a screw over here, and I do have a slider. This is the right hand side slider. So if I was to put this over here, and then let me grab a screw, a shorter screw. I don't want this long of a screw. Isn't there a short screw in here? These are all screws that came out of something. So let's just take a normal screw. On the chassis, the middle hole is just to keep the slider in place. The hole in the rear, this is to attach the lower rear links, and the one on the front, herein goes the front lower links. So they all have a purpose, but when playing with links, it's always annoying that everything falls apart, so we took care and built in a third one, just to keep everything in place. Now let me grab the drill. I don't know how well all this will show on camera. As you can see, it drills right in, and then we go through the hole. Okay, and we all have, we've all been there on that moment where the first screw needs to go in, and I think I missed the hole completely. Or did I? No, I did not. So because now this is like this, this is like this. Okay, so now it can't fall apart anymore, and we don't need to play with this screw anymore. And yeah, we can loosen and tighten this as many times as we want, because we don't need to loosen this for anything. So there's a big set screw going in here, which keeps the lower links in place, and then for the upper links we just use long screws. Let me see if I have a bag with long screws. Maybe I just unplug that soldering iron before I burn myself. That's a good idea. Long screws. Yeah, where are the long screws when you need them? It'll be these ones. So yeah, as you can see, these are probably not long enough. Probably these ones. Yeah, So as you can see, these are the ones that go into the front and keep the front lower links in place. So that's one of the main upgrades on this chassis. We want to deliver quality, and yeah, we want to deliver really nice 3D printed parts which don't break. We made sure there was a slot to do one of these Velcro ties through to keep the battery in place, or an ECS in place. So yeah, I can keep on rambling about the chassis. This is just about yeah, I can maybe do another screw in here so I can see, so I can show you the other ones also work out fine. And you screw right in. Let's try to keep it in the picture until the torque limiter, and that's one of the advantages. The torque limiter, you can't trust it when just screwing a screw in plastic, but now into the brass things, that really is not an issue. And then there is a third one. Don't know if we need to do this also, because this is going to make the video a lot longer. And this is a really slow drill, so this will take a while. And the torque limiter is already taking in action. I need to probably take a bigger and a faster drill to drill this all the way in. Yeah, and now you're of course gonna say that it doesn't work, but let's just see. We take a bigger drill. That was still a 2.5 yeah, 2.5 millimeter one in there. Let's just take the bigger one, and as you can see, it comes out in the middle over here. Where do we see it? And then we screw it right in. Perfect. So there's also a torque limiter on this one, but yeah, that's how the new chassis is put together, and all the parts are really nice. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to close this one. It's long enough. It was just about how do we upgrade our parts with the brass M3 inserts, and I think it's a really nice upgrade. If anybody buys the chassis and prints all the parts themselves, I will put a link to one of these boxes into the description, so you can yeah, try it yourself. It's really easy with the soldering iron, as you saw, and it works also perfect. Maybe there is also these skeptical persons who think, yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it again now it's used. Well, let me just do that for you, sir. This one. So, and as you can see, here they are, nice and shiny. They just become as one with the plastic. And yeah, this camera, does this camera see anything? So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. If you're interested, send me a message on Messenger or find me on Discord, and we will see what we can do for you. Okay, bye, see you on the next one, later.